Good morning, students. So today we will start chapter 6, solids, liquids and gases. As you can see, chapter 6, solids, liquids and gases. So let us start. There are many things around us. All these things occupy space, possess mass and are made up of matter. Matter includes all substances, items and objects, whether solid, liquid or gas. Some matter like a tree or bench is visible, while some matter like air or bacteria is invisible. The picture given below shows different types of visible and invisible matter. See the picture and answer the following question. So students, what will we read in these chapters? We will read about, as it is given, solid, liquids and gases. Okay. We will read about the properties of solids, definition, shape, properties of liquids, separation of liquids from solids, gases, properties of gases. Okay. Composition of gases in air with experiment, role of ventilators in houses, etc. So as I have read out these sentences, so let me explain these sentences first. As you know that there are many things around us. When you rotate your eyes, you will see many things around yourself. All the things which you can see occupy space, possess mass. Possess mass means they have weight and are made up of matter. So what is the matter? The substance which includes all substances, items and objects, whether solid, liquid or gas, is known as matter. Some matter like a tree or bench is visible, while some matter like air or bacteria is invisible, but they are also matter. So now there are few questions given. You have to answer these questions by seeing the diagram. Okay. Now let us move to next page. As you can see this diagram. Okay. Now after seeing this diagram, you have to answer the question in the first page. This one. Okay. Do you think trees in the park occupy space? You have to write yes or no. Can you name some invisible matter in this picture? Yes or no. Can you see all the things floating on water? Yes or no. Do you think invisible matter also occupies space? You have to write yes or no. How you have to write yes or no? By seeing this picture. Okay. Now you have to do it by your own. Now let us move to next topic. States of matter. Matter is found in three states: solid, liquid and gas. These states have different properties. Let's discuss the properties of all these states one by one. Now come to properties of solids. Solids have definite shape and geometry. They occupy space and have mass. A stone, ice, a gate made of iron are some examples of solids. All of these have a definite shape that can be changed only by breaking or melting these solids. A definite shape and size can also be observed in the small solids like crystal of sugar and salt. So by these paragraphs we come to know that there are Matter is found in three states. Okay, first is solid, then liquid, and then gas. And these states have different properties. And first of all, we will go to the property of solids. Okay, so as it is written, solids have definite shape and geometry. It has a definite shape as well as size as well as geometry. Okay, they occupy space. It in any solid occupies space, and it has mass. Mass means weight. A stone, ice, a gate made of iron. These are some examples of solids. All these have a definite shape that can be changed only by breaking or melting these solids. Now here you understand that whenever you have to change the shape of a solid, either you have to break it or you have to melt it. Okay? A definite shape and size can also be observed in small solids like crystals of sugar and salt. Now, if you come to the smaller solids like crystals of sugar and salt, you will find a definite shape. Okay? So these are the properties of solids. Now let us move to next page. Now see this activity. Take a small amount of table salt, sugar, copper sulfate and potash alum. Try to observe the shapes of their crystals, at least 3 crystals, and fill the table given below. You have to do the experiment by taking table salt, sugar, copper sulfate and potassium alum, and then you have to write the observation. Okay? Solids have definite volume. The particles of solid are tightly bound to each other, and that is why solids do not flow. The particles of solids have small space between them. Now, as it is given, solids have definite volume. Okay, the particles of solid are tightly bound to each other, and that is why solids do not flow. The particles of solid have a small space between them. Now, the thing is, solids have definite volume. What does it mean? Volume means the space occupied by an object. So it is clearly written here, solids have definite shape. For example, if you keep your mobile phone in a table, it will occupy the same space, as well as if you keep the same mobile phone on your chair, it will occupy the same space. Okay, so it is written solids have definite volume. It will not change its volume according to the place. Okay, the particles of solids are tightly bound to each other. As you know that the particles are there, and the particles of solid are tightly bound to each other, and that is why solids do not flow like liquids or gases. The particles of solids have small space between them. The particles of solids have very small space between them. Now come to properties of liquid. Okay. As you can see, the properties of liquid. Liquids have a definite volume but do not have definite shape. As it is clearly mentioned that liquids have a definite volume but do not have a definite shape. Means, if suppose that you take 200 milliliter of water in a glass, the liquid will take the shape of glass, and the same amount of water if you keep in the bucket or any mug, it will take the shape of that utensil, as you can see in this picture. Okay, now They occupy space and have mass. Liquids also occupy space and they have mass. They can take shape of the container in which they are kept. As you can see, this is the jug and this is the bottle. So liquid takes the shape of jug when it is kept inside the jug, and when it is poured inside the bottle, it takes the shape of the bottle. Okay, so they can take shape of the container in which they are kept. A liquid boils when it is heated and disappear after some time. Whenever you heat a liquid or you boil the liquid, it will heat and will disappear after some time. So this is the activity 2. You have to read this activity and you can perform this activity at your home also. Take one glass and fill it completely with water. Now take a cup, a bottle and a test tube, a beaker, some other glasses of different sizes. Pour water from the glass into different containers one by one and check what shape did the liquid acquire when poured into different containers. Does the amount of water changes when water is poured from one container to another? So you will find that the amount of water will not change when you pour it from one container to another, but the shape of that liquid or water will surely change. As it is clearly written, they can take shape of container in which they are kept. Okay, the particles of liquid are somewhat loosely bounded to each other and can move more freely than the particles in a solid. So liquid also contains particles. So in liquid, the particles are loosely bounded to each other and it can move freely than the particles in a liquid. So its particles can move freely than a solid. Okay. Due to this, liquids can flow from high level to low level. Okay, so because of this property, liquids can flow from high level to low level. The particles of liquids have more space between them compared to solids. That is why the particles of liquids have more space between them as compared to solids, as it is given that in solids there is a very few space between particles, but in liquid there is a more space between particles as compared to solids. That is why the solids like salt and sugar, when added up to a certain limit into them, disappear. So whenever we add sugar or salt up to a certain limit, they disappear in them. Okay, now let us move to next page. Let's perform an activity to show that particles of liquids have space between them. To show that particles of liquids have space between them, take water in a beaker and put some sugar in it. You will observe that the sugar particles spread through the water. After some time, sugar disappears in the water. Now what happens? What you have to do to show that particles of liquids have space between them? What you have to do? Take a water in a beaker and put some sugar in it. You will observe that the sugar particles spread through the water. Sugar particles will spread in the water. After some time, sugar disappears in the water. After some time, what will you see? You will see that sugar disappears in the water. If we compare the volume of water and the final solution, the volume of the solution remains almost the same as the volume of the water. But what happens whenever you see the volume or compare the volume of the water and the final solution? Final solution means after mixing sugar in the water, the volume of the solution remains almost the same as the volume of the water. It shows that sugar does not take up any extra space. So it shows that sugar does not take up any extra space. Its particles fill up the empty spaces between the particles of water. So the particles of sugar fill up the empty space between the particles of water. Some solids like sugar and salt are soluble in water. The solid that dissolves in water is called soluble, like sugar or salt, and the liquid in which solid gets dissolved is called solvent. The dissolved solid in liquid forms the solution. So, solute plus solvent equals to solution. The substance that gets dissolved in liquid, that is disappear when mixed, are called soluble in that liquid. For example, salt and sugar are soluble in water. The substances that does not dissolve in in liquids are called insoluble in that liquid. For example, salt and sugar are insoluble in solids. Okay. Okay. So what do you understand with this paragraph? Some solids like sugar and salt are soluble in water. So the solid that dissolves in water is called solute. Okay. And the liquid in which solid gets dissolved is called solvent. And the dissolved solid in liquids forms the solution. That means solute plus solvent equals to solution. Okay. Okay, students. Now you read this paragraphs or up to this page number, and then we will move to next page or next topic in next class. Thank you and have a nice day ahead.